right, man. Let's speak on Monty Williams. You had Jacque Vaughn got fired from the Brooklyn Nets. I read just a little bit on my phone where it said that Mikal Bridges didn't like the offense that he was running over there, and he didn't like the offense that he was running over there. They were trying to run things through Ben Simmons, and they ain't like that. And obviously Ben Simmons, since he took that time off, ain't been the same. And then we had Adrian Griffin get fired in Milwaukee, which we didn't speak about that. But let's speak on it. You got Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And ironically, what kind of sparked this idea was Kevin Ollie is now the interim head coach for the Brooklyn Nets, which I feel that Brooklyn should have just kept Kenny Atkinson as the head coach. This is one of the guys I wanted to coach the Detroit Pistons. Preached defense and, had the Nets playing well, and Kyrie and Kevin Durant came in there and Kyrie said, I don't want them. That's funny how much power the players got. And we talk about why the NFL don't want to keep get a player much power. And it's a great saying that says this, man. When you empower, when the weak get power, they abuse it. I mean, I don't want to say too much about what's going on in this world right now, but you see it with women. When the press becomes powerful, they're going to abuse their power. And right now, you've seen that, in NBA, that's what they don't want the NFL to become. And right now, the players making so much more than the coach. It's cheaper to fire the coach. It don't count against the cap. You're going to pay the coach and just get another coach. I just feel like, now, you're really letting the players really dictate what the franchise do. They probably thought it was just Kevin Durant. They probably just thought it was Kyrie. Now Brooklyn letting Mikal Bridges and some of the current Nets. So we don't like this one. Like, y'all not going nowhere, no way. If Mikal Bridges is your best player, y'all not going around the block. Let's keep it real. And if y'all do make it around the block and go to the playoffs, nobody taking y'all serious to do anything. But you see these different coaches. I mean, Adrian Griffin, they was winning in Milwaukee. And they said the players wasn't happy with, the offense. And then they were saying, well, look at the defensive rate, and it's not the same. Well, you do got broke down Chris Middleton out there. It's over with for him. They blame Dame. Well, Dame can't play defense, this, that, and the third. So they always looking to point fingers. And the guy they usually point the finger at is the head coach. But you give these players so much power to fire these coaches, and they don't like the offense they running, and they want to half-ass running and all that. And you just like, how is Monty Williams still employed? You got to ask yourself, how is Monty Williams still employed? The Pistons are pathetic, and, these guys are cutting these coaches, and you can say, well, it's the $70+ million price tag he got on them. And you got the coach saying, well, it's not fair, or the owner saying it's not fair just to blame Monty. It's not fair. Who else is there to blame? I think anybody that watch a Piston game for a game, you can see it's the coach. His heart ain't in it. His strategy ain't in it. They still making the same mistakes coaching-wise. I mean, there's no growth. None. There's clearly favors that he has. It's clearly guys that he don't favor. And we understand, handing somebody $70 million to coach less than 82 games this year, the man told you he didn't want the job. That's the wild thing about it. He told you that, nah, this ain't my skilo. This ain't my speed, playboy. I basically sat down and when somebody, 50 not enough, 70 not enough, 80, you can make 100 here. At this point, you got to take it. At this point, you got to take it. So, I definitely understand. But at some point, you're going to ruin the core of this team, the young core of this team. At some point, they're going to have to start skimming down the roster to guys they want to build with and guys they need to build without. I don't see any improvement coming strategy-wise. I don't see people getting it. It looked like they started turning that corner a little bit. The Clipper game, the game before that. And then it just went back the other way. They putting a lot of belief in players that, maybe not so good. It's not been, it hasn't been many there hasn't been many, how can I say it? There hasn't been many, major strategy changes with the Pistons. It's like you're watching the same thing over and over again and make the same mistakes. And other coaches is losing their job, and Monty just here. So one thing you got to be telling me is either the coaching ain't no good, which you're not telling us that. You're not telling us that. Because you keeping a coach, you saying, it's not fair, then the player's not so good. If the player's not so good, then, we seen the results of them taking Killian Hayes, Isaiah Stewart, and Sadiq Bey over guys like Tyrese Maxey, Tyrese Halliburton, Desmond Bain, and a number of guys. And like it or not right now, Jalen Green seemed to be a better pick. Scotty Barnes made the All-Star team, seemed to be a better pick than Cade Cunningham right now. Just saying. So the man that's pulling the strings, either some of this roster need to get traded off or get released, whatever, and the guy pulling the puppet strings on the roster, he need to go. Which is Troy Weaver. So either you telling us that it's not the coach, and then it's the roster. And it's the guy who constructed the roster. So somebody need to be fired. There's no way you win significantly less than 20 games, which we already halfway through the season. They got 8. And who knows? They may not win 10 games. You know what I'm saying? Players not developing it. They're not developing the way they should be developed. And ain't nobody getting fired. Come the season, Troy gonna be the GM. Monty gonna be the GM. It's gonna be a couple false threats made to their job to appease the fans. But you know what? Basketball is just so fucking irrelevant and so terrible right now. I really don't think people care. I think people are more invested in what the Lions are gonna do in the offseason. I think people are invested in courage in what the Detroit Red Wings and Adrian is doing. It's like, man, F the Tigers and F the Pistons. They bottom basement squads right now. I think that's where people are at with it. And, a once proud basketball city is now, in baseball city, it's really piss poor. It's always really been a football city. It just ain't really had nothing to cheer about. But check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist for more videos like this. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.